Hello and welcome to the Retro Game Vault. Today we have something special. First off, we got a copy of Shinjin the Ruler on the original Nintendo. As you can see, the box is definitely seen better days. A little bit smushed, a little bit rough. It looks like the tabs at the top are a little ripped, but nothing horrible, but it is definitely something to factor in. Inside the box, we obviously have the cartridge as well as a insert, but no manual, so this is one that we're going to mark as no manual, even though it's got the insert, and discount things accordingly. You can also see we got some writing that we have to deal with, but that's stuff that we could just work with. So let's go ahead and get the pins cleaned out so that we can test things properly. Give it a once over, see how it's looking. Let's give it a second time, just because there was a lot of crap on that one. Let's see how it looks with the second time. I'm thinking that is a ton better, so let's go ahead and move it to the testing station. Yep, another one. Gauntlet 2, another boxed Nintendo game that I've got here. This one, the box is about the same condition. Little bit smushed, but it's not horrible. There's no obvious rips. Go ahead and pull out the cartridge. We got the styrofoam in there, but we do not have the manual or inserts or anything like that. So once again, this one is considered boxed, aka no manual. This one at least doesn't have any writing on it, so it should be a little bit easier. Let's try cleaning out the pins here. Let's do it again. There was still some gunk on there. Let's try a second time. That's a lot better. But there's still some crap, so let's get off a third time. Easy peasy. Let's move it on to the testing station over here. Wait, you thought we were done? No, I got a third one. Overlord on the original NES. Now this box is in, honestly, really good shape. Far better than the other two. Not perfect, obviously. It's still got some wear on it, but it's a huge step above what we had before. There's a sticker on the front, though, so that does factor in. Let's go ahead and start taking stuff out. We got the cartridge, the insert, and the manual. So this guy is like proper complete. Now you might notice none of these have NES sleeves, but that's something that I actually have extras in the back, so I'm going to grab those before the end of this and go ahead and bundle them up. Now I just want to take a look at these. I love the old NES and Genesis games because you always got like a pseudo poster with them, it seems, but I just like that sort of thing. But that's a pretty cold take. I'm pretty sure everybody also likes that. Let's take a look at a cartridge here. And while it's in great shape, there is a distinct difference between the front panel and the back panel. There is some serious yellowing going on the back. That being said, we can't really do anything about that, but let's start cleaning the pins here. Once over, let's go for a twice over. That one wasn't inspiring confidence. That being said, it looks like my confidence has been restored. That took care of it. Now let's move this guy over to the testing station. Now here's the testing station I got hooked up over here. It is a NES hooked up to a PVM. I struggle to plug in Overlord for some reason, but eventually I get it, so that's kind of nice. And let's go ahead and turn it on, make sure everything boots like it should. Sure enough, it boots up perfectly. Now, NES games, I usually take about 10 to 15 minutes to test, and I didn't get any hiccups with any of these three, so that's always nice. Why don't you let me know which one's your favorite of these three? Not very obscure ones, but, you know, they're fun ones. Obviously, for me, I'd probably pick Gauntlet 2. Now, that being said, once again, all these tested just fine, no issues. Let's move back over to the cleaning station. Now, obviously, we can see the glaring issue with Shinjin the Ruler is that writing on it. But that's something that I can take care of, no problem. All we need is my rag with a combination of all-purpose cleaner as well as Rain-X in this case. You can see it takes it right off. You can't even tell that it was there. Let's go ahead and get the rest of it cleaned up. And it's looking a whole lot better. I just see a little bit of dirt in that little crevice at the top. The one where you put your fingers when you pull the cartridge out of it. So let's go ahead and get that cleaned up. And luckily they're not too bad. Sometimes you gotta use a toothbrush, but this one I didn't have to. Now this Shinjin the Ruler looks just about perfect. So let's go ahead and set it over here. Let's grab the insert and the box, and let's get this taken care of. Now, I wasn't able to find the NES sleeves that I was going to put with these while I was recording it, but I was able to find them a little bit later, so don't worry, these did end up with sleeves with them. That being said, let's move over here. There's Gauntlet 2. Now this one of the three probably needs the least bit of work, and that's just because it's got the everyday kind of just dust on it. Nothing major, and I'm not sure why I held this off camera to clean it, but you know, it happens I guess, whatever. I promise I'm cleaning this even if you can't see it. Let's see if I pull it back down into frame. There we go, I figure it out then. Once again, just getting a little bit of crap out of that little piece at the top. This guy looks like it's ready to go back into its box. Now normally I bag my NES games, but I actually don't have any bags that's sized for having the boxes as well, so in this case I usually just have the stickers next to the cartridge instead of on it, you know? Let's move on to the last of the three, which in this case is Overlord. Now this one doesn't have too many problematic spots, a couple of them, but it does have a glaring issue. Let's see if you can figure it out. Can you hear that? Yeah, I can hear that as well. There is something in there that needs to be dealt with. So let's go ahead and grab my iFixit kit and get this sucker opened up and see what is causing that rattling in there. Usually it's a broken off tab or something like that. In this case, if we look underneath the board, it is one of the tabs that hold it together at the top seems to have broken off. So that stinks because obviously that affects the price a little bit, but that's fine. Now that it's out of there, at least it won't be jingling around. Let's go ahead and put the back panel in place and put it back together. So other than that issue with this cartridge, there really isn't anything else going on. You can tell of them, this is the one they took the most care of, even with the yellowing on the back. Everything else is in pretty darn good shape. So let's go ahead and just get the inserts together and grab the box. Now one last time, I promise an NES sleeve ended up going with this. It just took me a minute to find it after I filmed this. Let's put it back in the box, and we're pretty much finished up on this front. So there we have it. We've got Overlord, we've got Shinjin the Ruler, and then we round things off with Gauntlet 2. What a nice looking trio of games. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.